Uh, Rolling. We rolling? Are we rolling? All right. Okay. Oh boy, it's been a while. It's been a minute. Hello. Welcome to this. This is Alone Time with Chad White, the new revamped series podcasting of series by me, Chad White. This is C plus comedy. Yeah, this is it. Here's the thing. Alone Time, as none of you would know because none of you listened, was a show where I would sit in front of the microphone and, I don't know, just kind of talk. And obviously it wasn't good. It didn't last very long. It was probably like maybe 8, 9, 10, maybe 11, 12 episodes long. And there's another show I had on the website that I don't know its name. I will go look it up now and fill all the air. I think that was called the Chad White Podcast, and that also lasted very little episodes because it's so difficult to just sit down with two other people, just get scheduling right, and say, we're going to do this, and this is going to be fun. So that lasted maybe a little bit longer, but not as long. And then there's also Intimate Conversations, which was just a one-on-one, me and somebody else, and we would just talk about that person's life. So, in the interim, I was thinking, not doing those three. I was thinking of just making it down to 2 podcasts instead of having 3, and mixing up Intimate Conversations and Alone Time. This is the result of that. Should not scream, probably. This is the result of that. I got this nice microphone, and I got some headphones, some cans, as we'll call them. Turn up the cans, as rappers say. And no rappers say that. Shut up, computer. Probably should have muted everything. And decided to make it into one little podcast called Alone Time. Just get rid of Intimate Conversations and just call it Alone Time. Me, one other person, mostly me, and we'll just talk about the stuff of the day. And so, what am I getting into? I don't want to waste any more time. After a preamble like that, there'd be a theme song, but I don't have a theme song yet. I will look for one. I'll have to buy the rights to it, and then I will use it. And that's how songs work. That's what I did for the News Time theme song, which I love so much. I bought it on a website called Audio Network. Back before their prices went up. Bought it for like $10, student pricing, I guess. And now we have, I guess, 170 something episodes of News Time. So there's that. And you've probably seen 0. I've seen all of them because I edit every single one. So anyway, back to it. What am I into? Well, this episode's about the Girls series finale, and I really want to get into that. But before I do that, I just want to say I'm doing well. I'm okay. I'm fine. I went down one. I'm well. Okay, I'm fine. Right now in the background, I'm just going to paint you a picture of what I'm doing. I'm waiting to start work. I have an interview. I was on a dating show, and a local newspaper wants to interview me. This is so dumb. Local newspaper. Am I proud of it? Yeah. I've been on every medium. I've been on television. I've been on the internet. I'm going to be straight in the paper. I've been in the newspaper before, so it doesn't really matter. But they want to interview me at 1 o'clock. It's 10:27 in the morning. I went to work out, and now I'm just waiting for that. Probably going to go grocery shopping at some point. And in interim, I'm going to record this. I said interim twice in this podcast, so there you go. Right now in the background, I'm playing the new Ben 10 on Cartoon Network. It is not good. I don't know why they rebooted that series. I don't understand at all. Cartoon Network's doing this thing where they're shifting to 11-minute episodes of every show. The new Powerpuff Girls is like that. Steven Universe is like that. Adventure Time is like that. I mean, they've been like that for their entire lifespans, but Cartoon Network is just getting the short attention spans of children. Whereas Nickelodeon would air 22-minute episodes, but they're still 11-minute segments, but they don't air those 11-minute segments singularly by themselves. I don't know. I don't want to get into my minutia of this. Oh, and Disney Channel, they just put out new episodes, but they're as sporadic as the other two. I don't get it. Like Gravity Falls. I like that show. That show probably only had 3 full seasons over the course of, 5 years? That show ended. It's a great series. I like that show. Anyway, all right, let's get to it. Let's get into the Girls series finale. If you are listening to this, which I hope you are, which you probably aren't, I would love for you to check out the Girls retrospective, the Gone Girls post I put on cpluscomedy.com. You can check it out. It's under the comedy section. It's just a short little thing I wanted to write about Girls because I really do like that show. It really is very influential, no matter how polarizing it is to the regular viewer, to anybody who doesn't like Lena Dunham, to somebody who for some reason hates Allison Williams. I don't know why you would do that. To people who love Adam, to people who think that the show doesn't stand for quote unquote millennials. So there's that. I just moved the microphone, so if I sound a little bit deeper, I just moved the microphone. Okay, so I just watched the series finale, and I enjoyed it. It's a very low-key series finale. I'm going to spoil a lot of it, so, you've been warned. Halfway through the episode. All right, so let's start at the beginning. Okay, so at the end of the last episode, Hannah had moved up to upstate New York to start that teaching job that she somehow got. And she is sleeping one morning, and then Marnie is spooning her, and she's like, Hannah wakes up. She says, "Where'd you come from?" She's like, "I got here at 1 o'clock. I want to help you raise this baby." Doing the classic Marnie thing of saying, you need my help. You are in trouble. I am here to help you. You didn't ask for it. I am here to help you, though. And so she does that, and they do it for 5 months, and then it just comes to a tipping point, to a head, when Hannah is having trouble getting the new brown baby Grover, to latch on to her breasts for breastfeeding, and it's just not working. So she decides to, she's getting tired. She's pissing everybody off. She's pissing off the doctor. She's pissing off Marnie. She's pissing every single person off. And Marnie just wants to help out. And then Marnie says that she wants to go out and enjoy the night on town. And then when she throws that idea to Hannah is nonplussed. She says, "You just want to leave me and Grover?" And there's the issue. Hannah is getting back to her selfish ways, as is Marnie. And it takes Hannah's mom for the both of them to help out. She comes down after Marnie calls her crying, and Hannah's mom gives them both lessons separately. Hannah quickly, out on a very long walk, learns that, and running into a young girl who has a very trivial problem, Hannah learns that she needs to grow up, and that her mother and her friend are there to help. And she finally gets young baby Grover to latch on to her breast. And then Marnie learns that she has to, in order for, if Hannah and Grover can be happy, then she can be happy as well. So she has to find a new plan. She proposes to go to law school. So yeah, there's that. But for what this show was supposed to be, supposedly was a, I don't want to say allegory, maybe a good show for quote unquote millennials. I hate that word. Millennials it was just supposed to be like a love letter to our generation of young people who would just enjoy being themselves and all this selfishness that comes with it. But it really didn't stand with that. There's tons of articles on it, and I don't really know exactly all the issues with it, but I mean, it didn't, but it's a good show, and I really enjoyed everything. And I think this last season it felt a little rushed, and I mean, while it did tie up a bunch of loose, plot holes and everything, it felt rushed, and it felt almost too soon, if that makes any sense. Like last year is when Lena Dunham's creator and star and writer and director and producer said that this show was going to end. It kind of caught everybody by surprise. HBO didn't end it. It was her. She says, yeah, maybe it's time to end it. And then I watched the girls' retrospective last week. That was just just behind the scenes thing, talking about the series as a whole, little interstitials with the cast and Jenny Connor and Judd Apatow, both producers and directors, and I felt, especially with this episode, seeing it, was that this episode really could have been an hour long, and it could have just expanded just a little bit, but then once you get into it, each character kind of had their own endings. Ray, earlier this season, maybe about 4 episodes before the ending, he got together with Shoshana's boss. They had a little kiss on the carousel, and that's the last we see of them. And then when Adam says he's going to help Hannah raise the baby, he just leaves Jessa, and then they start planning out their lives, he and Hannah, and then in the final scene, they realize that it just can't work out because there's too much history between them, which kind of broke my heart. As much as it broke Hannah's, it broke my heart too. I'm a sucker for love. And so he went back to Jessa, and then that was his ending. And then Jessa had her ending in the last episode when all the girls got together at Shoshana's engagement, even though Hannah wasn't invited. That was Shoshana's ending too. Jessa and Hannah kind of just, while they went their separate ways, they did close the door on their mutual hatred for each other. And so I guess Marnie kind of had her ending tonight. I don't know if she really had an ending. I don't know. I guess the door is halfway open for her. And Hannah's ending, in a month after the episode, she's going to start working as the teacher. She's going to be teaching at the college. So there's that. I don't know. I like the show. It's very wonderful. A lot of things that the show did right. A lot of things the show did wrong. Frustrating at times. I like to supplement my views of that show with AV Club reviews, as I do with a lot of the shows I watch, with a lot of shows that they cover. But it is Girls is tough. Girls is difficult. It's not for everybody. It's very white, and then when they try to combat that, you only had, what was it, second season, first 2 episodes they had Donald Glover, and first 2 episodes, and then not anymore. Live in a white part of Brooklyn. I mean, you can pick and choose the issues, but it's a pretty low-key show. Like last season when Hannah called Ray to pick her up. What is it? Not upstate, but they were down a long highway, and she couldn't walk back. And then to thank him, she started giving him a little blowjob in the car, and I thought that was pretty funny. And that's the kind of stuff. But Hannah, she makes a lot of dumb mistakes, and she says a lot of dumb things, and she's so self-centered. And the same thing goes for Marnie. And Marnie was probably one of the most frustrating TV characters I've ever witnessed. And I watch a lot of TV, wherein she was just so, she everything had to revolve around her. Hannah would try to help somebody, and then but Marnie would just be such a terrible person. And then it just kind of reached the crux of it all was when she was quote unquote helping Ray when Ray's boss died, and Ray was just trying to clean out his boss's house, Hammy, I don't know, I don't remember. And it just didn't work out. So I was glad that they didn't stay together because she is the worst. The worst. But she did not deserve Desi. Desi was worse than her. Did not like Desi. He's a terrible character, especially when he was introduced as one of Adam's play friends. He was in a play with Adam. Oh, and Elijah. Elijah's ending. He got the part in White Men Can't Jump the musical, even though he's not good at basketball. So hopefully he did well with that. So we never saw Elijah again. He got the part though. It's good for him. Very happy for him. Very funny character. So Girls is a very interesting show. And as I said before, not everybody will like it. And not a lot of people like Lena Dunham, but I like her. I think she's really great. And they did some interesting things this year, this season. With that bottle episode with that writer that she met and who ended up sexually assaulting her. I mean, he whipped out his penis and placed it on her. I don't know if we call that assault. But I really did. I think that show will go down as a pretty historic show. Mostly because it was all female led and a lot of women worked on it. And it was just this feminist type of, I don't want to say love letter, feminist, circle, corner for women to work in, for both men and women to work in, but mostly women, because we gotta be equal for everybody. There you go, SJWs. So HBO show Girls is done, and I will miss it. I don't know if I'll rewatch it. I doubt it. Yeah. A lot of good guest stars in that show. There were, 90? Or no, I'm stupid. There's 60. No, there were 30 and 62 episodes. Why? I can't count. There are over 30 and 60 in the 62 episodes that aired, 63 episodes. So, good number of guest stars. Chelsea Peretti was on this season. Who else was on this season? I can't remember. I'll look it up. Look it up. Girls. HBO guest star. Is what I just typed. Gonna miss Adam Driver. That guy was wonderful on that show. And I mean, it's great that he's in Star Wars and everything. I'm not a fan of Star Wars at all, period, but people know him from that. But he's wonderful in that show. That is what gave him acting prowess. He was able to just act. That's what you want. Just be himself. You can't be that visceral in Star Wars. It's just reading stuff on the paper. Who else was in this? Jessica Williams was in an episode. Chelsea Peretti, that's what I said earlier. Bridget Everett, Anna Gasteyer, Anthony Edwards, Zachary Quinto. And when I say these names and I can't remember the episodes, it's just so weird, so crazy. Bobby Moynihan, Daisy Egan, Amy Schumer was in an episode. Crazy. Jorma Taccone. I say Jorma as if I know him from Lonely Island. Patti LuPone. Eddie Bryant was a really big guest star in there. Patrick Wilson was in that one episode, One Man's Trash, which was very cool, which was an episode where Hannah got together with, I think, Ray's, neighbor, and they had a sex weekend. They pretended to be a couple for an entire weekend in his home, and they stayed there. It was great. Riz Ahmed, right after his stint on, what's it called? The HBO thing. The, boy, oh boy, do I not know. What's it called? The Night of. That's what it is. He was in that. He was a star of that. Then he was on Girls. Amazing. Then he was on the OA. Amazing. He's a great guy. Really talented. Really dig him. I hope he does well. He was in one of those Star Wars movies. So there's that. Shiri Appleby, Matthew Reese, Jenny Slate. God, so many good people in the show. Gonna miss him. A lot of good writing on the show. A lot of good directing. Oh, at the end of the episode where Hannah was sexually assaulted by that writer when she was leaving the apartment, and then she was the only thing in focus, and in the background, all these women were entering the apartment. Oh, fantastic. That's such good writing, such good directing. Don't miss it. All right, well, this is the end of the first episode of Alone Time. Hopefully I can get these out weekly. I like to have a schedule. I like to have things on the website. So if you like this, I would suggest go to cpluscomedy.com. You can get a whole bunch of crap over there. You can read one news story a day. It's very difficult for me to continue writing more than one news story a day. You can read a bunch of reviews of comedy stuffs. This week, I don't want to jinx myself, but I should have maybe at least three. There's one movie I saw Boss Baby like 4 weeks ago, and I need to write a review for it. It'll be a quick review. But I did recently review all of Detroiters on Comedy Central. You can check that out. I did review all of the first season of Crashing, both first seasons of Detroiters and Crashing. They were wonderful. You should check out those reviews. Supplement your views of the show with mine and whoever. I do first look reviews, so if you want to see if the first couple episodes of a show are good, I do that for comedy shows. I should definitely specify this. I only review comedy stuff. This is a comedy thing. I don't know why you're not thinking of that. So I did Brockmire, so you can definitely check that out too. That's an IFC show. I missed the last couple episodes though. I reviewed the final season of Review and The Imaginary Mary. The first look review of that too. Not good. So yeah, definitely. So just go back to the website. Great stuff. Watch News Time, the weekly news show where I talk about 3 stories, and one of them is like an essay piece, and I just analyzed it. And I also do interviews. Last one I did was with Lisa Ebersole. She did a web series called 37 Problems. Talked to Elliot Glazer, brother of Alana Glazer. He's a writer, comedian. Liz Miele, stuff like that. Jessica McKenna, the podcast queen. She with a K. And yeah, that's it. We got some shorts on there. I worked with Chad Krober, iCrowbot on Twitter. I think he changed it. Cartoon show called Subpartoons. Just go to the website, guys. And youtube.com/C+comedy. So cpluscomedy.com, youtube.com/C+comedy. Follow us on Twitter. It's @C+comedy. Follow me on Twitter @ChadBlackWhite. I don't want to repeat things from News Time. And I was about to. My phone, my wrist, email. All right. Thanks. And you have a good day. I love you. Bye.